Hey everybody and welcome back to the channel. So, a quick one this week, it's about the EMP Grenade in Season 7. I think it's due a checking because the last video I did was over a year old and pretty much everything in it is now out of date. But in making this video, I learned an awful lot of things that I never actually knew about it before, for good and for bad, so I figure it's worth actually sharing with you guys, see what you think. So just quickly, for the benefit of those who have joined us recently, here's some old footage. The EMP Grenade used to be a god tier throwable that disabled all of the weapons, primary and secondary, on any vehicle, along with their ability to use cooldowns. However, those days are long over, so let's break down what the EMP Grenade actually does today. Now, the first major thing it does is to push a vehicle into a critical damage state, which, as you're seeing here, amongst other things, forces the turret to rotate extremely slowly and also affects the acceleration of the vehicle, but more on that later. So in part 1 we'll look at a few examples where I was able to anticipate and then take advantage of the slow turret rotation to get the kill. It's actually not totally useless. Anyway, in part 2 I really want to clear up the relationship between the EMP Grenade and APS on vehicles, and unfortunately it's not good news for the EMP Grenade. As you just saw there, I hit the main battle tank with the EMP Grenade, but it's done absolutely nothing, as proven by the blue markers, to switch off its active protection. So I'll explore that more in part 2, and in part 3 this was a really interesting thing for me. Not all vehicles are affected the same way in terms of engine failure for being hit by an EMP grenade. So here you can see, for example, I'm in a TOR and I'm about to get hit by an EMP grenade. Here it comes. And what you're going to see here is my TOR now has a complete and total engine failure. I cannot move an inch. But interestingly, not all vehicles react the same way, so I want to take a look at that. And then just finally, it doesn't need its own section. If you didn't know this, the EMP grenade is absolutely brilliant for killing doggos. This has actually come in genuinely very useful for me in many rounds. So cool, that's the content, that's the structure. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video and learn a little something as well. I know I did making this video. So let's get into it with part 1. Okay, so the EMP grenade and its impact on the main turret of any vehicle that you're fighting. As you're going to see here, it is really useful to be able to slow down the gun. It gives you much better odds of getting into position to get better shots on the vehicle. As you're going to see on this next one, if the turret is pointing away from you, you can really get the drop on the vehicle. Were I playing leads, I'd be able to run up and C5 them there, but as it stands, the driver can't even turn the turret to get a shot on me, which allows me to go finish him off.
Target destroyed!
Just keep in mind this effect is pretty useless if the vehicle's already pointing its main turret straight at you. The final thing to say in part 1 is that weapon stations are not affected by an EMP grenade. As you're seeing here, you can still rotate them freely as if nothing had happened. This means if you're the driver, you can change seat to defend yourself, or, your friends can protect you. Right, okay, EMP grenades and APS. As you're seeing here with the help of my friend, the battle tank has now activated its APS. And it did absolutely nothing to deactivate it. Equally, if I hit them with the EMP grenade first, they can still activate their APS and protect themselves. For me, this is massively disappointing. Being able to take down APS would actually be worth something. Anyway, here we go. Rematch against the tank in the beginning who I lost to. Let's see if we do better second time around. There's the hit. And there's the active protection blocking my shot once again. Well, I got him in the end, but anyway, I hope that clarifies that one. Right, part 3, the EMP grenade and the impact on engine failure for different vehicles. Now as you're seeing here, when the TOR got hit, it is completely and utterly paralyzed. I cannot move an inch. And it is not the only vehicle by any means which suffers this fate. As you're seeing with the MAV, when I get EMP'd here, the whole MAV just grinds to a halt. I can't turn, I can't do a damn thing. So what this means is when you're up against a TOR or a MAV, the EMP grenade is absolutely brilliant at ambushing them.
Vehicle destroyed!
Poor guy didn't have a chance. Now, the main battle tank, as you would have seen earlier in the video, is not paralyzed when it's hit by an EMP grenade. It can still roll backwards fairly quickly. Then we get to the vehicles which are almost completely unaffected in terms of engine failure, such as the Wildcat and the Ram. Whilst both of them have their turrets affected, in terms of their ability to drive away and make their escape, virtually unaffected by the EMP grenade. Completely different from the TOR, the MAV, and to an extent the MBT.
Vehicle destroyed.
And that brings me to the final vehicle of note, the CAV. Because the driver doesn't have a turret, and because the EMP grenade is practically useless in terms of slowing the vehicle down, EMPing a CAV is pretty much the definition of pointlessness. So just keep that in mind when you're choosing your targets and who to throw your EMP grenades at. Right, the outro. So, the question posed on the thumbnail, to EMP grenade or not to EMP grenade, they're not that bad. I mean, their use case is very situational. If you find the right vehicle that's looking the wrong way, you can take them out, but they're an absolute shadow of what they were last year. By all means, give them a try, but you may be better off with an AT grenade and just taking the extra damage. Unless, of course, you find one of the magic EMP grenades that insta-kill. Anyway, that's all from me. Do let me know if I've missed anything. Have a great one, guys. See you in the next vid. Bye-bye.